Snarp is a comedy and prank YouTuber that has gone viral for his sports videos and being confronted by rival fans. Snarp has amassed over 160,000 subscribers and nearly 7 million views on YouTube. He joins us to discuss how he got started on YouTube, finding his stride with sports content, and what the future holds. Enjoy this exclusive Advertising Week interview with Snarp.
All right, today I am joined by Snarp, YouTube creator who has taken the world by storm, trolling sports fans.
I'm a big fan of the channel, so thank you so much for being here and joining us for this interview.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
So usually we start these by hearing a little bit about you and your background and, you know, the story before YouTube. So talk to us about the Snarp origin story before you decided to start a channel. Where are you from? Where did you grow up? What did you want to do when you were older?
Yeah, so growing up, I was born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. About, a little north of Columbus, not directly in the city, but it's easier to say Columbus. I used to really just be into sports. Like, I'd watch sports, I'd kind of play sports. Just never really, I was never good at sports, but I would try them, try to be good, try to play. Didn't really care that much. It was more of just for fun. And it's funny because I was always like serious in school. I got good grades, did everything to try to go. I'm still in college actually. But
okay.
I was really just wanting to get into at one point it was like the health and medical field. And then I'm in school right now for finance. But as time has progressed, YouTube has become the more of a, I wouldn't say serious option because it's always been not always what I've wanted, but recently what I've wanted. But, the schools to satisfy my parents and to still show everyone that you can still go to school and still be successful in other places, or not to just give up on education because you have something else that you're working on.
So what made you decide to start a YouTube channel? What was the initial goal, and was it just for fun?
It's funny because I never watched YouTube. I hate watching movies, hate watching TV shows. I hate watching things. I was always more about playing video games because I would have control, and it was more stimulating rather than just sitting there and just watching something. And it was COVID quarantine. I just got so bored of playing video games. I was like, I need to find something else to do. I kind of watched some TV, some movies, but eventually I just got on YouTube to watch YouTube. And before then, I would watch YouTube when I was with my friends at their house. So I knew kind of obviously Nelk was the main people I would watch when I was on YouTube. But I just started binge watching Nelk, and then it led to Balin Levine and other prank creators. And I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. And at the time, I was I had my friend group where we would just mess around in school the whole time, whatever you want to say. And one day we were just doing fake employee pranks without filming them. We would just go do fake employee pranks, record the audio on our voice memos, and then just sit in the car and listen to them. And then one day I was just yeah, why don't we just film this? We all have cameras on our phones. Why don't we try to film it? And that's kind of when it all started.
And how many years ago was this?
It's coming up probably on 4 years.
Okay, wow. And what were so at the time you're what, 17, something like that? You're you're a kid, right?
Yeah.
And so what were your expectations with how it was going to perform, and then how did the initial videos do?
I mean, we were honestly pretty blessed. The first video we ever dropped got 1,000 views in a day. We had a fairly good, we each had our own personal Instagrams, had our own Snapchats, including cameramen and everything. We all went to the same school, so we kind of just forced it on everyone at school, just go watch it, go comment. So it did decent, or we were in a better position than most people start off at. We hit 100 subscribers within the first week. We were growing pretty quick, but the problem is we never took it serious. So it would be one video a month, one video every 2 months, one video every 3 months. So we didn't take it serious. It was just for fun. And eventually they all phased out of the channel, and it just became, me. And I decided 6 months ago I wanted to take it serious, and I haven't looked back since.
So one of the things that's evident by just watching the content evolve is it seems like you kind of like struck gold with what you're really good at, what the fans really like, and what like is just crazy entertaining. So how did you come about like sports trolling? Like what was the genesis behind trolling people? Because obviously it's somewhat of a prank, like it's still in that vein of like comedy, but it's a specific type of content that you basically are, you know, pioneering, it seems like.
Yeah, so it's funny because, well, first off, I'll go into a little bit of background. So I did pranks and it felt unfulfilling. It felt like a hassle. I eventually, you could say, matured a little bit. And I was like, okay, I'm just harassing innocent people in grocery stores. Like they could be getting medicine for a sick person. They're there to do something and get out. And then my current filmer, he was kind of in the content space at the time and he did a sports trolling video. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do one. Like this was like a year after he did his, and I did Michigan fan trolls Ohio State. So like I'm not biased, so like, you know, I was like, I live close, it's hometown, like I'm just gonna go. I know how big that rivalry is, so I did it. And at the time I had like 600 subscribers and it got like 100K views in a week, and it shot my subs up a decent amount. So I was like, okay, this is onto something. But unfortunately it was the last game of the season. So I was like, okay, now I have to plan for next football season. I did like a video once a month over that whole period. And then once the football season started, I just went every week to a new school and just did a troll.
So 6 months ago, like you dropped this video, it goes bonkers. It's the end of the football season. What, like after you see that and your channel starts to explode, like what are your thoughts? Like not just about, you know, the channel and the videos you're gonna make, but maybe just about how your future.
I remember that feeling. I was like, because you know, 600 subscribers, you get like 100K views in a week, like 50K views in the first day. The TikTok got 1 million views in the first day, like ended up at 10 million. Like this just first video that just went crazy, like first real taste of success I had, and it was like such a crazy feeling, and it felt unreal. And I was just like, okay, like I'm onto something. Like it just completely changed my mentality of like, I'm just doing this for fun, and there's still a chance I won't really make it, like a 50-50 to like, you know, like now I'm like fully believing in the channel, and it's like, okay, we're onto something.
So what's the plan now? As you know, I saw like the latest couple videos with hockey playoffs right now. Are you planning to basically just like scout what the like top rivalry games are across many sports and make sure that you're there and can continue to be consistent?
That's kind of the thing is right now, obviously a lot of it's sports centered, but eventually I'm thinking it would be nice to like venture off into some other stuff like presidential elections or concerts or, you know, conventions, like anywhere where there's like a diehard fan base. And because I have people who will comment, like they'll be like that you guys always, like referring to sports fans, like you guys always talk trash about anime and this and that and how we like go to Comic-Con and stuff, but you guys look more ridiculous than us. So it's like I need to do other fan bases and really see who has like the most brutal fan base, not just sports but overall.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, really what you're talking about is like a diehard affinity to something, whether it's like a team or a brand or a person, but they have to have like a polarizing component. It's like the Coke to your Pepsi or like Lyft to your Uber, right?
Right. And it's like I have to be like in a scenario where I'm the odd one out, like where I'm like soloed out by like hundreds of people. So like that's kind of what it's all about.
Talk about how you're able to do this and like scale, you know, your output and just like the channel and the content in general. Is it just you? Like I know you said you have a filmer. Do you have like a team? Like how, as your channel gets, you know, more serious and you get more fans and, you know, you want to increase the quality, you know, how are you able to build, you know, your not just your business and kind of your outlook, but you know, your team and the people that can help you execute?
Yeah, I have a small team right now. The filmer, obviously, he's more than just a filmer. He'll help me with whatever I need help with, whatever I tell him. you know, he just can help me with. And then we have another friend who we've known for a while who's also been in the content space. We're all from like the Columbus area. He's been helping us recently. It's just one of those things where he's just willing to do whatever to help us as well, just to help scale it, because, you know, we all see this opportunity in front of us, and it's like, let's just push it as far as we can go.
Yeah,
So,
awesome.
yeah.
And the editing, who is the filmer doing the editing as well?
I do the
or you
editing.
Wow,
I do it.
okay. You
Yeah.
enjoy that part of it?
I'm very picky, I'd say, but I'm getting to the point where it's like it's starting to feel like it's burning me out a little bit to edit everything. So I've recently hired a short form editor for like TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and that's taken a lot of like weight off my shoulders, because it does get draining, and I have to be somewhat mentally sharp to be able to come up with like things to say. I would say, like, I noticed when I'm in school, like over Christmas break, I did like 4 videos, and they were all like really good videos. I had good things to say. Like, whenever I'm in school, it drains me and it pulls me down a little bit. But whenever I'm just like, you know, in my own element, it's like I perform way better on camera. So it's like, yeah, I'm trying
like immersed. You have to be immersed in like your work. But if you have, you know, people messaging you and you have homework due and you have other things that are on your mind, it's like probably harder to just be all in, like completely consumed by what you're doing, right?
Right. But yeah, that's why I'm trying to outsource a little bit. So like the editor, I said, for short form and stuff, and then my filmer, when we travel, he will drive sometimes the whole way home or something, so I can just sit there and edit in the car. So it's like we definitely have like a good little dynamic going on, I'd say.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. So, you know, you've been doing YouTube for a while, but it's obviously like fairly new that you really found like your footing and started to take off. What advice would you have for people that are watching this, that are fans of yours, that are inspired by what you do, or just the idea of being able to create a channel and like, you know, kind of create their own destiny and have freedom?
I mean,
you know, for people that want to do YouTube or are thinking about it, like what advice do you have?
So for anyone who has not started a channel yet, I'll start there. And then I'll get into like smaller creators. So I'm going to do like a little bit of both. But so for anyone who hasn't started a channel yet, I mean, the sooner you start, the better, and just be consistent. And I mean, everyone has an iPhone pretty much nowadays, and they have a really good cameras. So it's like, there's no excuse to like be like, well, I don't have a camera. The hardest part's finding a filmer for sure. But I mean, you can easily make workarounds. Like, that's the biggest thing, is don't make excuses, and just, if something happens, figure out a way to go around it or to get over that obstacle, because there's going to be a bunch of obstacles along the way. And it's about, if you can be consistent, put out good videos, and just really give it the time of day and focus on growing it. I mean, it's not going to just happen easy, but TikTok definitely makes it easier to grow on because of the random algorithm. Like, anyone can go viral at any moment, but it's just going to take a lot of hard work and dedication to, you know, make it happen. And then for the people who are already making YouTube videos that don't have many subscribers, excuse my language, but your videos are probably shit. I mean, you just gotta be honest with yourself and really get into a growth mentality of, okay, I like to think of it as like, don't try to fix everything at once. Pick one problem that you notice in a video, improve that completely, and then each time improve one thing, and then, you know, 100 videos later, you fixed 100 things, and you're like completely better at what you're doing. And obviously for everyone, it's like, keep your filmer happy, because if there's no filmer, there's no video, and that can be the hardest thing to deal with, is if finding a filmer or getting a new filmer every week.
Yeah, no, that's actually really good, interesting advice. I mean, I think a lot of times people do one of two things. Number one, they have like a conspiracy theory that YouTube and the algorithm hates them. Right?
Yeah.
Like, and I hear that a lot, just like with the people that, you know, I talk to. It's like, hey, you know, something's up, it's broken. You know, the algorithm hates my channel. I'm shadow banned. I'm of the belief that it's like, if you create a great video, YouTube treats every video independently, right? There's not like some giant conspiracy that, you know, it's typically the content. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it's like I definitely could see YouTube hating certain people per se.
Types of content? Yes.
There's the jokes. If your jokes cross a certain, there's boundaries. If you cross certain boundaries, they're not going to push it. Obviously, like if you're sitting here making jokes about, if you get too involved in politics or the political side at all, I feel like that's the worst thing to do. Like just stay neutral, and that's kind of the way to go. Because if you make content that's, we'll use politics for an example. It's a 50-50 reach. So if you hit one audience, you're gonna get half of your views are gonna be dislikes, half of them are gonna be likes, and then YouTube's gonna recognize that. It's like you kind of got to make content that appeals to everyone and doesn't piss off anyone.
No, it makes sense. So you talked a little bit about, you know, the future and like some of the ideas for content. Like, how do you see the brand evolving, right? Like, you know, have you given it thought, like beyond just the videos, and like how you can, you know, build kind of that bridge with your audience? And
yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just a time thing. It's like right now I'm doing what will work, and I'm gonna grow it as big as I can. I have a lot of good ideas, I would say, to like further this sports troll content, but eventually it's gonna get to a point to where I can't do it anymore, and then that's when I'll transition into just vlogging and, you know, more like the Danny Duncan, like Nelk Loaf, like all those guys used to do like pranks and like that kind of content, but now it's more just like entertaining vlogs. So at the end of the day, I'll always make it like like comedy, funny, like vlogs that are just entertaining. But right now I'm just fully focused on the sports trolling and just hit every team, do everything, grow as big as I can, and then transition to something else. But I would say I'm still at like, you know, the start of the sports trolling.
Yeah, for sure. And you're smashing it. So, you know, you could probably go pretty deep in the space.
Yeah, for sure.
What words do you have for the people that have, you know, supported you up until this point, like your most loyal fans and subscribers?
Honestly, I appreciate each and every one of them. Obviously, I say it every video. I love all of my subscribers. None of it's possible without them. It's why I'll just, you know, it's more than just about me at this point. At first I would say YouTube was about what I wanted, but now it's gotten to the point where it's like I'm impacting so many people. So it's like now it's more about the other people and just entertaining them. So I appreciate every subscriber, but the ones that have been here from the start, they knew it was up. They believed in me probably more than I believed in myself at that point. So I definitely appreciate it, because likes and comments and, you know, all that really does go a long way and can really just boost me mentally to keep pumping out top tier content.
Well, it's working. So congrats on all the success, and really excited to see, you know, the future, where you take this. I'm a big fan, and I appreciate the time on the interview as well. Very insightful.
Yeah, I appreciate you having us, man. It was a pleasure to be on here.
Yeah, thank you. This is awesome. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Yep, later.